We are in the logical reasoning drill set 1 at lawhub.lsac.org, and we're going to go straight to question number 5 for this video. And question 5 may be one of the least liked question tasks in the entire exam for most LSAT test takers. If we read question 5's stimulus, we see which one of the following is most similar in its reasoning to the argument above. Now, obviously, it's to the left, but it's just been repurposed from when it may have been directly above on a prior practice set. Now, when that happens, if we look at the paragraph, we're still going to treat this like every other argument type question. We're going to have to identify the conclusion first, and we're going to highlight it to make sure that we don't lose sight of that conclusion. But as we start reading with all load-bearing supports are essential structural elements, you might recognize that this could lend itself to conditional logic. Now, when it comes to the digital LSAT, I generally recommend that folks try to avoid diagramming conditional logic unless it is absolutely necessary, meaning it's convoluted, there's multiple steps, and it's probably an argument that is much longer than this one. So we're just going to take the facts and highlight the conclusion, trying to avoid the need to diagram it conditionally. So starting again, all load-bearing supports are essential structural elements. Okay, so technically, if it's a load-bearing support, it's an essential structural element. Some walls are not essential structural elements. So this is actually the beginning of a correct contrapositive, because you would negate some walls are not essential structural elements to be the opposite of are essential structural elements. And if it's not an essential structural element, then it cannot be a load-bearing support if we were to mentally work through the contrapositive. And our conclusion matches that. It says that some walls are not load-bearing supports, which makes sense because if some walls are not essential structural elements, then we are following the correct contrapositive logic, thereby saying that these walls cannot be load-bearing supports. So this all makes sense, hopefully, and once we work through the answer choices, we're looking for a valid argument that matches the conditions of this argument, and we're going to highlight reasons to eliminate that don't match the structure of this argument. So starting with choice A and keeping our highlighting tool selected, we've got all items purchased at this store are returnable. Okay, so far that matches the opening statement. Some of Pat's items are not returnable. Well, this matches the second statement of that left-hand argument as well. Hence, some of Pat's items were not purchased at this store. Well, we said if it's purchased at this store, then it's returnable. These items are not returnable, so therefore they are not purchased at this store. This matches our argument exactly, is a valid contrapositive, and we might select A right now if we're running out of time in the section. But just for illustrative purposes, let's consider the remaining answer choices and look for reasons to eliminate once we find something that doesn't match that original structure. So choice B, all sandstone rocks are sedimentary rocks. Okay, so if sandstone, then sedimentary. All sedimentary rocks are formed by deposition of particles. Well, we don't have a second all in our original structure. So I might just highlight all sedimentary rocks, and no matter how valid the rest of this argument is, it doesn't match the contrapositive structure of the given argument. So we can select the I icon there on the right-hand side and gray out choice B. Next, choice C, we've got all officers of this group are licensed and bonded. Okay, so if officer, licensed and bonded. Got it. Some people who are licensed and bonded are not trustworthy. Okay, so some people are licensed and bonded. They're not trustworthy. Fair enough. Therefore, some officers of this group are not trustworthy. Well, we know that the officers are licensed and bonded. We know that some people who are licensed and bonded aren't trustworthy, but we don't know if that sum is the sum officers of this group. This is an invalid argument based on the quantities, so we're going to eliminate that right now. Then for choice D, we've got all slipcovers are protective. Then we've got some ornamental lace items laid on furniture are not slipcovers. Thus, some ornamental lace items laid on furniture are not protective. Well, we know that all slipcovers are protective, and we know that some of them are not slipcovers, but we don't know about those other ornamental lace items being protective or not. This, once again, is not a valid argument because we can't go to they're not protective. We just know that slipcovers are protective. So we highlight that, knowing it's invalid, and select the eye icon to eliminate choice D. Then choice E, we've got all plays are entertainment. So if play, then entertainment. Some entertainment is not worthy of serious attention. Well, we've changed terms entirely here. So we don't even really need to continue with this answer choice because we introduce serious attention from the all plays are entertainment. And we go, well, there's a big logical term shift here. So we can eliminate choice E. And of course, choice A is our correct parallel argument. And you can practice more problems like this or move to our next video where we'll discuss question 6 from this same set.